got this!
Elephant green screen effect.
Close your eyes. You're in the middle of the labyrinth. You've gone through most of your cats. You go to check what you have left, and what remains is a pile of feces and collab evolved forms. And you say to yourself, what person would ever use these units outside of Labyrinth? Sometimes you gotta wonder if Punisher even tests the units that they add into their own game. But then it came to me. What if I buffed the units to make them usable? It was perfect. And so, Chaparral Panda was born. Now you may be asking, how would we be able to buff or nerf a unit? And for that, I have Game Guardian. Game Guardian is a client-side hacking tool which allows us to modify unit attributes. When I was looking for information on the wiki about this unit, conveniently the top comment was a rework to how Chaparral Panda works. The list follows: plus 80 range, wave attack increased to level 4 at a 50% chance instead of the aforementioned 20%, minus 50% recharge stun, plus 20% more attack, plus 36% more HP, massive damage against zombies and angels, resistant versus zombies and angels, 100% chance to knock back and slow zombies and angels, and finally, immunity to slow and knockback. Now to understand what you're about to see, you need to understand how Battlecat's code operates. Sorry Nerdcat, we're gonna need that computer. Battlecats is a 30 FPS game, meaning one frame is roughly 0.03 seconds. If a unit had a 3-second slow, it would be 90 frames, for example. Battlecats also assigns traits based off of a 1 in 0 calculation. Example, if a unit has a resistance ability, for example, that means under the resistance section of a unit, it would be a 1. If it is marked as a 0, then it does not have the ability. Battlecat's chance math is pretty simple though. It is simply out of 100. And here's the results of this thought experiment. And like any experiment, let's test it. Let's analyze where this went wrong. Right here we can see the main culprit, Dashun, a short-range traitless wall. Dashun serves as a direct counter to Panda, having short range but incredible endurance. While I could have picked out a stage with only zombie or angel, more on that later, I feel it's best to highlight the shortcomings of the new Panda. While it is true that his niche makes him crush every other anti-zombie angel unit, including Ubers, he is not very viable in mixed stages. His buffs don't have anything to save him except his new range, which even that isn't that good. Think differently? Let's pull up the comparison chart. Panda and Titan both have very similar HP, being about 90k. Panda has slightly more DPS versus Titan due to his wave attack. Panda has a much longer recharge speed but a lower cost, and Titan has a much faster recharge speed but a higher cost. If we're being reasonable here, no one uses Titan past like Into the Future 3. We also need to address the elephant in the room. No, not you, Liparude. Range is one of, if not the most important stat a unit has. Range determines what enemies you counter and what enemies counter you. You usually want units with range just above your enemy backliner's range, as you want to have as much damage as possible. Usually, lower range means higher base stats. Keep this in mind. There are obvious outliers to this equation, but for most of the game this will remain true. Chaparral Panda has low enough range that he will be hit, but enough raw HP and low enough knockback count that he can eat some hits to enter a blind spot or take some backliner chip damage. Unfortunately, this means Chaparral Panda is not very stackable. His recharge and range are too little, and his mechanics don't make him last long. This leaves him strictly as an anti-angel/zombie, in which he destroys the stage. Alright, enough of these tangents. Time for the results. Well, you've made it to the end of the video. I would try and add some other cool stuff, but by now viewer retention's gotta be in like the single digits. If you want to suggest a unit and maybe some stat buffs, fill out the form below in the description and I'll do it. I'll also be starting a Discord server, so you can DM me directly your unit ideas. I've got other videos planned as well. I'm currently in the process of making a video about slept on collab units, so I'll likely finish that before buffing unit series. Anyways, like, comment, share, whatever.